Okay guys, I just wanted to share, I made a copy of the project plan. It's called 000001 test, and I put it in progress. We got the 59 days here. What I noticed was that a couple things. One, down here towards the bottom, there's release quantity was set at 2, which is incorrect. Maybe we just got it wrong during the initial setup of this plan, but there should have been, I think, initially 8 streams or so released with some frequency for the next stream. Since it was set at 2, what's happening is the first 2, it's not 59 from a single stream. It's these first 2 streams would be released, then 3 days later the next 3 streams, and 3 days later the next 3 streams. So you see down here we had a task that was not started until 5/29 with a remainder of 5 days on this particular stream. And the last task up here is 5/18, so that's where we get the 59 days from. So if I change the quantity to 8, update, I'll just run buffer management here and then refresh. Takes just a second. Okay, I'm just looking at a week horizon. As soon as I refresh, my duration goes to 53 days, which is right now it's one of the longest chains. So I also, I left a completed on here right now. You can take it off if you want to, Cameron. It's in admin, modify config, and that task management screen, task list. And you can change show completed tasks or not show completed tasks. I think it's helpful as long as we put them in the right order. So what I did was made sure everything was in the right order according to how you've executed it. Now do be aware that you can move these up and down in this task list if you want to. If you want to move them around as far as the order of these subtasks. Now it does change once I run buffer management. The suggested likely start date for this task will become 3/16. So you want to make sure the order is in the order that we had it set in originally. Now I did move some of the completed things to the top, so I think the order is pretty close to where you want it. Again, I'm in this test plan, but I did this in your actual plan. So this looks good. The other thing I'll show you is quickly is a way to around release control. So if I look only at subtask and refresh this, what I see is all the subtasks for task 6. We have 8, and then so there's some down here for task 6 as well. And there's a way for us to a couple of things. There looks like there's a lot of subtasks that are open. So let me just grab these. I'm just doing control and selecting these task 6 ones. I'm just going to put them together for ease of viewing this. I'm just going to move them up to the top after these other task 6 ones. So we have all the task 6 stuff together. All the and over here you see the parent task is task 6 drivetrain. I think that's everything together. And then below that, the rest of these are green chains, but I just put them together so that at least from ease of looking at this, they're kind of in the same area on the screen. We'll put the 5 together. So now we have 6, 8, 5, 7. You can move them around and put 5 at the top if you wanted to. But I also see on some of these streams, some of the tasks, the way that we've constructed them, they really don't need to start. They're in progress right now, but they don't need to start until 3/27, at least the way that we originally place these streams in. So what happens if we put all these tasks in progress, even the ones that shouldn't be starting for some time, and we could be inducing spreading thin of our capacity. So selectively I can move these back to the not started pile, and they will show up here. Again, we're in a 5-day window, so everything in the 24-hour window that's either in progress or should be started today is in this list. I'm just doing this on the test project again, not saying you have to do this, but these are the ones that are starting in the future. So I've just taken those and moved them to the left, and now I have a more, here's another one, more manageable, even this one if I wanted to. If I wanted to as well, the ones that are not started yet, that should be started today, but they're not started yet over here, I could move them onto this side if I wanted to. These are now, I can place these in the order of how I want them to be released next, and so on. And from this view, I can really do release control. So here's my focus for those tasks. One more. Focus for the tasks that are in progress. Let's focus and finish on these tasks. And then also look at preparation for these upcoming tasks within the different streams of work. Once I finish moving things around here, I just click save. It doesn't change any order on the other screen, but I click save and it saves the order on this screen. So I'm just going to click save here and it saves the order. If I go back to the other view, tasks and subtasks, I can see the same view I saw before, and that should not be disrupted as far as the order of the work, the way it's displayed here. So it still looks the same. So I'll go back to only subtasks. Now, as I'm executing this work, these are the tasks that are coming up in the next window. If I want to say, hey, this one should be in progress now, I'd simply click here. It moves it to the right, puts it in progress. The little red arrow with the circle means in progress. The arrow, that's a solid, means it's not in progress yet at the subtask level. So these are putting them in progress. I can also do updates from this screen by double-clicking here. I can update the remaining duration and so on and so forth down at the subtask level. So I can just quickly do my updates here and so on, right down the line for task 6. I love task 6. So I think it's a fairly helpful way to just look at the subtask and what's in work and what should be coming up in the next 5-day window. If I want to move the window out further, I can look at 2 weeks and refresh this. So the changes I just made won't be saved. So, and it's of course a longer list of tasks. So focus my preparation, making sure I have all the inputs necessary for these tasks that are coming up, and then release them as capacity becomes available over here in the order of priority. So play with that a little bit. I hope that makes sense, and we can talk about it some more. The error problem, I believe we resolved. I sent you an email on that, so that should not show up anymore. Ran through quite a bit of updating on this plan, did not have any errors that I ran into, so hopefully that is a little bit more robust for you. Again, you can take off, if you want, you can take off the filter, you can take off the viewing of completed subtasks here. Personally, I think it's kind of helpful. If they show up in the wrong order, then it can cause some questions, but again, if it's out of order, I don't like the order, then what's helpful here is put these in the order that you plan to work them in. Maybe the original plan was a certain order, but now we're in execution. We want to adjust slightly, and it's just a simple, moving one above the other to change the priority for the start dates, because these are in a chain. Okay, hope that helps, guys. Any other questions, let me know. We can have another session if you want, and we can go from there. Okay, bye.